Are you guys happy to kind of just jump straight in, or do you want to know anything?
No,
or?
we're set, I think.
Good to go.
Yeah. You're good?
Yeah.
Sick.
Keep looking at myself.
No,
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
for good reason.
If I had that hair, I'd always be looking at myself, hey?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Sick. All right, so we got Will Ireland and Josh Arcus here for the first episode of Catching Up with the Fusion team. How's things going over there, boys? You doing all right?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's pretty sick over here. It's summertime, which is good. But we've just finished up at Lenzerheide and we've arrived to Leagang for the second round. So yeah.
Some pretty big FOMO over here right now. It's like 5 degrees and shit weather. And then you guys are just living the dream. So some solid FOMO, just so you guys know. Have you been over there for a while now?
Yeah, we got here 22nd of May, I think it was. And we went to a bit of a console team camp in Andorra for a week or so, which was cool. Super helpful. And then, Willie and I stayed in Andorra for a couple of weeks, it was. And went straight to Lenzerheide from there. So we've, been over for a while. It's been good.
Yeah, that Commonsale test track looked fucking wild, to put it bluntly. Like that looked epic.
Yeah,
how was it?
It was sick. It was super compared to what we have in Australia. I think the biggest thing going to that was it was just high speed, flat out the whole way.
Big jumps.
Yeah, massive jumps, big rhythm sections, flat out rock gardens, everything. There wasn't really one part of the track that was cruisy. It was always sort of on the rails. But it was it was sort of a sick warm up to give us a bit of a taste of what it's like and just the high speeds of the tracks over here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's completely different to anything we have here. Josh, you've done a couple of overseas trips now, but Will, what was it like hitting that track for the first time? And was it how much different is it?
Yeah, I guess as when we were doing track walk, we were walking it and there was these just rhythm sections of massive doubles. And I'm like, this is these are huge, but sort of being the junior of the Commonsale team, it's good I've got a fair few, some good guys to learn off. So no, it was good. I think, biggest thing for me was just the high speeds and how fast you're actually hitting everything was sort of what scared me a bit. But no, it was good to get used to it and I really enjoyed it.
And Josh, what was it like for you? As I said, you've been over there before. Was it good to kind of warm up and get used to things again, or is it still a shock to the system?
Yeah, no, it was really good. Last year when I came, I was just straight into the World Cups and it was a bit of a shock first run practice, thrown in the deep end. So, to be able to go over there and ride for fun, cruise into it, and then ride some stuff we're not quite used to, and really build up to the World Cups. Being over here it was a massive advantage. And I feel like I was this first round in Lenzerheide compared to last year was a massive difference for me in a positive way. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, no, really good.
Let's talk about that first round. I guess you guys both had a bit of warm-up time getting to it, but is it still kind of daunting once you see the pits coming up and the actual atmosphere starting to build in that town?
Yeah, I mean, it's the sickest thing ever. Coming from Aussie, you only see it on TV, and you're just walking through, looking at all these idols almost in big pits, and it's wicked, but pretty daunting as well. I think we did pretty well. We tried to strategize and ease into it best we could to kind of peak at the right time, I guess. But it was definitely a good experience. I think same for Willie.
Yeah, no, it was good as a first World Cup. It was sort of a not too bad. It was still had some hairy sections in the track, but it was nothing super insane. But it was just like Josh said, crazy going around, being in the pits with everyone you've looked up to your whole life, and watching them do their thing, but also being up there doing yours. It was an awesome experience.
And what was the let's go back to that track walk. But what was your first impressions of that track? Because from the screens, it looks pretty smooth and easy and like bike parking in some sections, but we clearly saw with the amount of crashes, it wasn't. Like, what were your kind of first impressions?
Yeah.
When you did track walk?
It was when we were walking it, the track wasn't too bad. It had a couple little, like an off camber section and a bit of a steep chute. But yeah, the main thing with that track, it was pretty main line, so like everyone was sort of doing the same thing, which made it super tight times and really like super fast paced racing.
And Josh, they made a couple of Did you race there last year?
Yeah.
Yep. What do you think of those first two corners changing up?
I mean, it's straight into it. But that rock garden last year was pretty sketchy as well, so I didn't mind it at all. But no, I think the track was good. Like I think what Will said, you had to be on it everywhere to be in the mix. Like, because I think I ended up with like 15 dudes on my second in the end on qualifying.
Yeah.
So yeah, you had to be on it, and the track wore in really like quite a bit as well. So it was good for me personally. I went up there for the junior prackies and saw how it rode. Tried to, from track walk to how it actually rode's always a bit different. You know, you think you can go one way, but you can't. So to be able to see that was good. See how the track wore in, and weather played a bit of a factor as well, especially in the off-camber section. So it's, I think from the outside, it looks like a fairly easy track, but when you really break it all down and when you're there, to get everything so perfect is the hard part about it for sure.
And it does make it a bit harder when it's a bit single line, right? Like there's less differentiating factors. So you trying to mix it up could be negative in your time, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like everyone has their own kind of style of riding as well. And if one line breaks in that you're not super comfortable with, then you've just got to adapt and make it work, because it is the faster line. So, I think it's definitely, it's easy in a way that, you know, there's only one way to go, make it work. But then it's also hard in the fact that, you know, everyone's doing the same thing. You've got to find that little difference to make you better than the guy next to you. So, strictly on.
There was some schedule changes this year as well, from what I saw. Like track walk was in the morning, and then Will, you would have had to pretty much get your bike and head straight up.
Yeah.
While Josh was watching.
Yeah, we had track walk. It's like 11, and then we head down. Yeah, junior women are practicing, and then I think 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock we've got an hour of mixed with the girls, and then we're up 4 to 5, just the boys. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I think I sort of like it that way because the track's fresh. It's on your mind. It's exactly how you saw it. You're not coming into it like differently than what you saw on track walk. It's definitely is some positives to take away from it. But it is also like good. Josh gets to go up and watch all the juniors break it in and how the track's going to roll and how it's going to ride in and stuff like that.
Was it intimidating, like rolling in and just having all the elite guys watching you from the sidelines, or did you just put it out your head?
Yeah, it was a bit like, I don't really know the feeling. It was, sort of cool. Yeah, a bit intimidating. You're dropping into that first open bit at Lenzerheide, and it is, 4 people deep of the best riders in the world watching you. So, it's definitely a cool feeling. Definitely makes you nervous, but no, it was pretty sick.
Did they steal any of your lines and stuff as well? They probably would have been scoping some of your stuff out.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
I was, for sure.
And how useful? Yeah, you were. I was about to ask, was it like super beneficial for you, or were you kind of a bit up in the air because you might be looking for the wrong line, I guess?
Yeah, well, I think it's really good in the fact that, you track walk and you have a good idea of where you want to be, but sometimes it doesn't always work out. So to see how the track actually rides, and especially, Will and I, we do, and Kale for that matter, we all track walk together, where we kind of want to be. We all follow similar lines. So watching Will come down on the line that I want to be on, see how it works is pretty good. Cause then I can come into my practice knowing how it rides. If it works, if it doesn't work, where I should be, where I need to be, stuff like that. So, I think it's on that side of it, super positive for the elites to be able to do that.
So what, after riding the track a couple of runs and stuff, what was the toughest section for you guys? Like, obviously the high speed stuff is super hard to get used to, but that wood section looked brutally steep in some spots.
Yeah, I think it was that off camber in the trees up the top. That was that claimed a lot of people. And it was, I guess, coming from Australia, we don't really have much like gnarly off camber, let alone big tree roots. So it was a bit confronting, but no, it was good. I sort of really enjoyed the challenge of it, which was good fun.
And how about for yourself, Josh?
Yeah.
What was challenging up there?
It was tough because as we dropped into Pracky, we got a bit of rain, and it wasn't really scheduled to rain race day. So I was a bit on the fence whether I should just, smash out some laps or just hold off. But yeah, I think in the dry, the sections weren't super techy, but they were just hard to get right. So, I just stood on the sidelines, watched a bit, see where the quick boys went and tried to replicate that best I could. But I think, yeah, you could pinpoint a section, but it's kind of like, I think the hardest part of the track was being on point everywhere. Because, the times are so tight and one mistake costs you 5-10 positions. So, being on point and focused throughout the whole track, I think there was the hardest part of riding it for sure.
It was like a short track, but it's still 3 minutes and a change, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like still a longish track compared to here,
We
right?
found it was a lot more physical than we initially thought. It's fairly short. I mean, it's no threadbow for us, but it's being concentrated the whole way down to be pinpoint perfect everywhere and, carry as much speed as you can using so much energy everywhere that makes it pretty tough at the bottom for sure.
Mm-hmm. And Will, what was it like sitting in that gate for the first time, looking over the mountains, ready for qualies?
Yeah, it was definitely like, I guess as like a first year junior, first World Cup, I didn't really have like, I guess at home national champs. Like we've got the pressure of like, oh, like I can win this. Like you've got that pressure on you. But here it was sort of like just going to go out there and give it my best shot and give it my all, and what happens sort of thing. But it was like sort of like I had to slap myself in the face. Like this is like really happening. Like all the years of dreaming of it, I'm finally in the start gate of my first World Cup, which was, it was a sick feeling. I really loved it and can't wait to get back in the start gate in a couple of days' time.
And hitting that last drop would have been good as well. Like you didn't have any incidences in your quali run, or how'd that go for you?
Yeah, in the off Canberra, I jumped up high and tucked the front and just got spat down off the bottom of it, which was a bit, the section after it was pretty flat. So it sort of lost all my speed for all that section. But no, it was a great learning experience and definitely learned a lot and took a lot away from it, even though I didn't have the best run. But yeah.
Shit, you're doing a lot better than what most people at home are. So it's always one way to look at it. And Josh, like, man, your quali time was quick and it was so close to the qualifying. Like, what kind of happened in your run? Was it a little bit messy? Or?
Thank you. No, I'm pretty happy with my run. I think there's not much more I could have done. I think I struggled a little bit through Pracky. I didn't quite get as many full runs and sections done early enough. So I was kind of playing catch up a bit. So my first full run was actually the quali run.
Okay. Right.
I crashed on Saturday, blew my bike up and spent half the day trying to fix it all up and stuff like that. So, I would have liked to have, a bit more solid time on the track, and that way I think I might have been able to go a little bit quicker, but I have, no excuses. The run was exactly kind of what I planned, and I actually did a lot better than I thought I was going to. So, and I'm pretty happy with it for sure.
Where'd you crash and what kind of happened for that?
It was kind of in the weather change on the Friday in Pracky, and I just jumped up high on the off camber section and tried to hold it, and the back kicked out, and then I just got high sided and went just tumbled down the hill, which I was fine, but my bike kind of did a few cartwheels and ended up a bit beaten up. So I had to fix that up. But the cool thing about the World Cups is everyone, you got little brands here and everyone's so helpful, so nice. So, I was able to go to TRP, get my brakes fixed, DT, get wheels fixed, and the Commons all support over here is unreal as well. So super thankful to have that, which is, super, super beneficial.
Did I see they got rid of some of those routes by men's finals? The higher routes on that Rudy section?
I don't know.
I think they were all still there.
Yeah, I don't think they touched the track, but maybe it was just the quicker dudes made them look like they weren't there.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah.
What was it like watching the faster dudes up on, because you would have gone and watched finals and stuff, right?
Yeah, we both went up. It's pretty sick. It's like, these guys are unreal, but it's good to see, what they do, where you can improve. How fast you can actually hit some of these sections and ride out of it. So I think it's super beneficial. As much as you want to be there racing, it's definitely worth going back up, seeing where you can improve and stuff like that. So and it's sick to watch the quick guys just ride. they're mental. So.
And how about for yourself, Will?
Yeah, it was
pretty sick to watch that race.
It was insane just to watch, see all your idols all up there going hard, which was pretty sick. But it was definitely, as much like Josh was saying, as much as it would be sick to be up there racing, there's so much to learn standing on the sides and just taking it all in and sort of watching every little thing they do, even when they're looking at stuff and how they're talking about it and approaching it. It's pretty cool. So it was definitely a lot to take away from being on the sidelines of the men's finals.
And the atmosphere looked pretty rad too.
Yeah.
The crowd looked pretty wild.
Yeah, it was insane, especially with Jordan Williams. That was just insane.
He was hooking. That was ridiculous. His run was wild.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah.
And it was would have been 6 hours or so for you guys to watch racing up there, a whole day, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. We walked up for the semis and watched that, and then there was a few screen setups at the bottom, and you can see the live timing and everything for the final. So it's pretty exciting, kind of get it all in the one spot. So we walked up and then just watched from the bottom for the finals.
Sick. And obviously you got no rest between then and now. What have you been doing in your rest day?
Yeah.
Or 2 days?
We had on watch racing on Saturday, and then the Sunday we sort of chilled out, packed up, and then drove. It was 4 hours from Lenzerheide to Leogang. And then yesterday we went and cut some laps at Schladming, which was so sick.
It seems like there's been so many people there in the last week.
Yeah, it's just full of Aussies and New Zealanders, which is pretty sick. So we went and did some laps there, and then came here today and hanging out and just getting our bikes dialed in. And then I've got track walk and then hit the tracks tomorrow, Arvo.
Is Schladming as good as they say it is?
Yeah, it is so sick. It's just insane. The corners are some of them are oververt, and you're just holding on.
That's sick. Yeah. Josh didn't even need to say anything. He smiled and said everything.
I would have said the same thing.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to in Leogang? Is there anything you're going to kind of build on from Lenzerheide?
Well, I think our goals are kind of the same, to make the final or make the semi now. That's the main goal, but I think we got a few small things we can work on individually from just Lenzerheide that can hopefully get us there. For me, just take a bit more time in pracky and really get to try to get sections linked up earlier and full runs started pretty early. I think I can build more speed through doing that way. So personally, that's what I'll be working on to hopefully get to the goal of the semi-final.
It's about building on processes as much as it is riding skill, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Those pro guys.
You can get the confidence built early, I find, it's a massive thing. Because confidence is huge in this sport, and if you feel good, then you'll be I think you'll be good come quality time.
And how about yourself, Will? Is there anything you're kind of working on for this one?
Oh, my focus just get off the brakes this one and just let it go.
Yep.
Being only still fairly new to the V5, so sort of every ride I'm falling more and more into the groove of it, which is sick to know that like it just keeps on coming. But definitely just going to try and really take time on track walk and be 100% like of what I'm doing before I'm actually dropping in. So, yeah.
Your bike setup would have been so much different to when you're in Oz from when you went over there, right?
Yeah.
Like, that training camp would have helped you so much.
We actually got there and we all of our bikes were in the slack position, and we were all like, oh, this is what it's going to be for it's steep. And yeah, they were actually like, this is a bit backwards. Like, we want them set up. Like, my bike's set up really for a super aggressive, like, forks push through in the steep setting. Like, it's all, it's sort of set up almost in Oz for a flatter pedally track.
Yeah, it was funny. We got there and we were like, we rode a couple of days on our own, and, we lengthened our bikes out, slackened them up because it's the steepest stuff we've ever ridden. And we're like, that's obviously what you do, or what we thought. And we're speaking with engineers and mechanics and stuff at Commonsale, and they're like, "No, you fellas are all over the shop." Like, it was funny. It was not anything I probably would have ever tried, not knowing or not speaking to these people, because of I guess our thought process was just lengthen it up, make it slack, and you'll be as comfortable as possible on the downhills. But they said, it might not be the most comfortable position, but it's the fastest. So if you want to go quick, set it up like this. And we're like, all right, that's us. So, yeah.
And you noticed that pretty quickly?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just so much more aggressive, set yourself up right in the center of the bike. And you can be a lot more aggressive, even on the steeper stuff, if you're confident enough. So it's definitely better now, but it was a bit foreign for us at the start, for sure.
Everything would have been foreign, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
So you got track walk tomorrow. Have you seen any kind of snippets or anything of that track yet, or is it all pretty much undercover?
Yeah, we can see like we've got there's like course preview and stuff like that, and sort of watch it from previous years. But yeah, definitely keen to get up there tomorrow and get a real hands-on and suss it all out, which would be sick.
Any sections you're worried about?
Just
it's all going to be pretty
maybe
chill?
that steep bit, maybe if it's a bit wet, I think it's going to be hairy and the gap out. But other than that, I think it's nothing too insane. But no, should be good.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been raced in the dry.
Yeah, well, that's
that steep section.
No.
Looking at last
year, not to put the fear in your heart, but
yeah. Well, it's tough to look at last year. It's not supposed to rain, so we're watching the races from last year, and it may be completely different. So, we can only take what we can from it, and just get walking tomorrow and see what we're in for.
Does this suit you a little bit more, or is it still very similar? High speed.
I haven't ridden it before, so I'm not 100%. But by the looks of it, it's fairly flattish up top, bit of bike path. But then it just kind of drops off. So I think if it stays dry, or it's rideable through the steep stuff, I think we should do pretty well, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think we might keep these kind of short, sharp, and cheerful.
Definitely.
Do you guys got any sponsors or anyone you want to kind of thank?
Yeah, well, massive thanks to Commonsale hooked us up like with the team camp. That was like, I think the most prepared we've ever come into a race season. Like, it's massive difference with our bike setup and the engineers, mechanics, and being able to ride the test track and stuff like that. It's been awesome.
Yeah.
And how about yourself?
Yeah, well, that Commonsale, obviously, that started at home. we got all that sorted. So Kimo from Common Sale, that was awesome. And then TRP helped me out big time. DT Swiss, I was blown through about a few wheels. So it's everyone here. It's unreal just to know that, you know, if shit hits the fan, then you should be able to get yourself sorted, and everyone's so friendly. So Common Sale, DT, TRP. Man, sorted me out big time.
Easy. Well, good luck tomorrow and the rest of the week, boys.
Thank you.
We'll be watching you very, very closely, watching those results.
Thank you.
Thank you, mate.
Easy. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
So Jamie, first World Cup under your belt. How was it? And was it as hectic as you thought it was going to be?
And then some. Definitely like a whole order of magnitude, with logistics and difficulty and things to do, compared to just me and Carl, doing it last year where we kind of knew what we were doing. Just, as a couple, it was dead easy. But lots of work, lots of fun work. Pretty satisfying. Managed to, I think we pulled a lot of aspects of the week together well. Running through the logistics plan to feed 7 people for 7 days was pretty wild. The shopping list was the shopping receipt was almost as tall as me.
Right.
So that was rad. Super busy week, and but awesome to be there. It's so good to be there and be part of that show, and to see the big teams and chat with a lot of Aussies. Who, a lot of Aussies in existing teams, big teams who are, all super helpful and supportive, and obviously a massive crowd of the privateer teams like us, which was awesome. Spent a bit of time with Luke and Sarah, who run the Epic shop down there in the bike park at Lenzerheide. Awesome people, really friendly, again, super supportive of Aussies. They went so far as to set up a privateers workshop for all privateers to come and use tools. Wild initiative that he's trying to, push through to other rounds as well with some of the other local bike shops. So awesome to meet and spend some time with him. And through the week, obviously, we learned a few lessons, things that we did well, things that we didn't do well, like, deciding to pull a wheel apart at the wrong time and then struggling to get it rebuilt in time for Pracky, that sort of thing. So all good learning experiences. Weather was kind in the end, even though there was a bit of rain for the last couple of days. I think overall it treated us pretty well. Boys had, and Ellie as well. We did some runs beforehand and went back to Schladming yesterday to punch a few laps, and everyone had a pretty rad time there. It was good weather and, perfect conditions. And I think that was a great kind of down day in between two races, because, between quali runs on Thursday or Friday for Josh, and then getting back on track Wednesday or Thursday, it's a long break. So it was sick to go out and get some laps in yesterday and get the bike styled again and get everyone confident back on two wheels. Great experience all around.
What are you kind of focused on changing or doing better this one?
I think that some of the riders kind of have their own routines around doing stuff, and I think that what we can do is draw on some of the strengths of each of those routines and share them around a little bit better. I think first round, everyone felt like they were in their own zone a little bit and really doing their own thing. Like I went up and helped Josh with a bit of his warm up, which, that's, like you said, that's not something he does a lot of. And so I think we can, mince together a bit of the warm up routine from Kale, and Ellie has a good warm up routine, and, get Josh and Will and Alex, up to speed on that as well. So, that's been good. We got a trainer this year, and Carl's got his enduro bike, so we can get that up to the start with a few other bits and bobs and get that routine going well. Getting to the track, getting set up, that's all been good. Leo Gang here, we're right in the thick of it, straight across the river from the gondola, which is awesome. Lenzerheide was a pretty long walk, so we had to be a bit strategic with basically taking most of our pits to the bottom of the chairlift. But that part went well. And yeah, I think it was a big introduction for everyone, fronting up to either their first World Cup or certainly, the first this year. Obviously, Josh has done some before, and Ellie as well. But yeah, fronting up to the first World Cup was a big mind game. And I think that, I think that aspect will be a lot easier this time, and we'll certainly work on that together. And, it was a good team track walk. We'll do that again. And, team ride well together and all of that. So I think they'll be able to help each other out on that front too.
Sick. Well, good luck for that round, man. I look forward to seeing where everyone goes.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Darren. Hopefully, we'll see everyone on the other side of the TV on Friday and Saturday. Awesome.
Sick.
Stay tuned. We'll see you next time.
Do you want